Hope Channel, changing lives.
Good evening to the program Wounds of the Heart. We are here to help others heal the wounds in their heart and to make people free from any form of captivity that has been following them, being addiction, being any form of emotional trauma. And this program is designed to help people like that. Today, I'm privileged to have with me via Zoom senior Ofori Yentume, Philip Ofori Yentume. Last week he was here with me. Today he's joining in, and pretty soon we will begin our conversation. Pretty soon, but let me use this platform to thank all of you, those who have been so wonderful and successful throughout the program from day one to now. I say God bless you, and especially Slick Africa. You have been awesome. The fabric is from Slick Africa, and today I want to mention this gentleman who sold this fabric, Option Creation. Option, God bless you wherever you are. Options, God bless you. He's on Instagram, Facebook, Options Designs. You can follow the guy. He's superb. He's superb. And this guy who always put me on the flyer, Alpha Art. Alpha Art, God bless you for the tremendous work you're doing to support this program. If you need Alpha Art, Facebook, Instagram, Alpha Art. He's always on time with your designs. Alpha Art, God bless you. And Slick Africa, I told you on Instagram, Slick Africa, Facebook, Slick Africa. If you need any material, Slick, whatever, Ankara, any other material, please just call on them, 0557 355 and they will just be on your doorstep. Slick Africa, they always make me look sleek. And as I said, if you want to sponsor this program, Wounds of the Heart, we are ever ready to partner with you. You can leave your delegates on our WhatsApp platform 0559 680066 and we can talk business. Wounds of the Heart needs sponsorship so that we can bring a lot of people or go far with this wonderful program. And if you're a church or you're an organization that you want to invite us to come have an interview or a discussion in your local church or any organization, you can also as well put your firm contact with your church and on our WhatsApp platform, and we will do justice to that. We are currently live on Facebook, Hope TVGH, and YouTube, Hope TVGH. Please subscribe and share the link for other people also to have a view or to watch the program, because it's very educative and it's very helpful, as my viewers always tell me. Today, we want to discuss this beautiful topic that has been on the wave, making waves everywhere. And a lot of people, churches are writing, giving a stand on this particular issue. And today, I want us to take it from a different angle. I want us to talk about it well. I want us to help people probably who find themselves in this thing and even don't know why they are in, and how best we can help them. We are describing the reason why I am LGBTQI. Very soon, you're going to explain this term for all of us to understand what it is, who they are, what they stand for, what makes somebody enter or join these people, and why are they pushing for right. We're going to talk about it, and probably the signs and symptoms that makes these people who they are, that when we see them, we will never ever chastise them, rather we'll try to help them overcome what they have been through. And just as the way somebody become addicted to porn or masturbation or sex or smoking or alcohol, same way somebody also can or is in the act because of one way or the other, a reason that we need to help the person out. And with me is Senior Philip Ofori Yentume. I call him Senior, you will never know why. And one day I will explain it to you why I call him Senior. I'm not sure even he himself know why I call him Senior. Senior Ofori Yentume, good evening from Ghana, and once again, welcome to the program Wounds of the Heart.
Thank you very much, Pastor, and thanks again for having me. And to our lovely viewers, I want to welcome you all and say thank you very much for joining us today.
All right. So, Senior, going straight to today's discussion. LGBTQI. First, it was gay and lesbian, and we had transgender and bisexual came in. We had transgender. We had and now we have queer. We have is individuality or whatever. I want us to take our time and let our viewers understand this term that I've just said. What is LGBTQI?
I think right now, or very soon, we're going to have all of the alphabet standing for one word or the other for this group. So we should just be prepared for, stuff like that. But if you ask what is it or who they are, these are a group of individuals who identifies themselves as not either male or female, which has been traditionally the two known gender that is out there, male or female. So this group identifies themselves not to be either one of them, hence the several identifications or subgroups in it. So you're right, it started with the L and then the G and then the T and then it started adding on. And part of why is that anyone else who sees themselves not to be M or F, which is male or female, then you belong to these long acronym.
So the L means what? The JB. I want my viewers to know.
Okay. Okay. All right, so the L is lesbians, which is female who prefers to have sexual relationship with other females, right? G, LG, so G is the gay.
Okay.
So the gay is a male who prefers to have their colleague male for sexual relationships. LGB, B is a bisexual. So for that group, they don't discriminate whether male or female, they go for it, right? LGBT, so the T is the transgender, so that is someone born male and then transferring or moving to be a female, hence they go through all the surgical procedures to change their physique, their voice and all of that. So there's that trans or the change of gender. With the other group, they stay female, yet relationships with other female, which is the lesbians, or the gays who stays male and have sexual relationship with males. But this group, the T, the transgender, changes their identity. So that is why they are the transgender. And then the LGBTQ, so the Q is the queer, right? Mm-hmm. So the queer, for some people, they are known as the all other groups, because queer in English is like weird, right? So it's though it's not, I would say, culturally or politically correct term, but then this is a term used for that group of people. And as I said, very soon, most of the letters will be changing to represent a group in this category.
All right. So, Philip, continue. You're not done. So, are you okay? And the I. Mm-hmm.
The reason why I say most of these letters is going to change with time is you always find something else or some other group coming up, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know if we know or not, but there is a group that says that they prefer to have sexual relationship with animals. There's a group that says that physically abled, but I feel that I'm trapped in this body because in my view or in my estimation, I should have been born without one arm. Hence, they want to cut off. There's a group that says that, I shouldn't have had eyes to see. Therefore, they want to go blind. Or say So that is how.
So recently I saw this woman sitting in a wheelchair. She was sitting in a wheelchair, and the headlines is what you just said, that she felt that she's trapped in the body and she was born to be but I never knew that it is coming up like what you're saying. God have mercy.
Yeah. So there's also a whole full-blown man who advertised that he wants a nanny because he feels like he should be a child. Right? So freedom of association, freedom of choice.
This writing, freedom. So I know
but
that.
You know one funny thing you said, right? Mm-hmm. 2 rights makes a left. Did you get it?
Yes. Right okay. Makes a left. Exactly.
Right, so
exactly. That's a wonderful thing.
We should be careful how many rights we fight for, because very soon we will turn left.
Senior, now my viewers, we know what the LGBTQI means. If you want to join in the conversation, you can send your questions, your comment on our Facebook pages or on our WhatsApp platform 0559-680066. On our Facebook page, we'll find time to read them for you. So this show, I told you that it is something that we look at how best we can help people overcome certain things that have become traumatized or that have become wounds in their heart, and that is what these programs stand for. And this evening we're talking about LGBTQI, and we've just heard Senior Ofori Yentumi talking about defining the meanings. And Senior, let me ask a question with this transgender thing. In some view, in other view, if the person feels like, okay, with my hormones and with my physique, I'm a female, but that person is a male, and that person behaves a male, behaves a female, but would never go through a surgical whatever to change certain part. What will we call those people?
So if that person is a male and identifies as a female and presents as such, but without the physical changes, and prefers to have sexual relationship with males, right? So this is a male, but then feels like I'm a female, but has sexual relationship with males, then that person is gay. Right.
Okay.
So the trans has to come in when there's that change.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right. The transient.
Okay.
Transform.
Okay. Right. All right. So with what you're saying, if the person is a male but have the hormones of female, that person is gay. But in their sect, we have the one who plays the role as a male and the one who plays the role as a female.
Correct. So we have the downer and the upper. So the downer, who is the one that plays the role as the female, is the one that is penetrated. And then the upper, the one who plays the role as the male, is the one that penetrates the other person.
And that is okay. Viewers, we are taking our time to go through this for us to help people, but not just to chastise them. We are not here to tell you that we are standing behind them or not, no. But there's somebody who is into that act and never knew the reason why he or she is in. And as I told you, our program is to help people overcome such an act. All right, so Senior, with what we just said, I was reading the DSM, the history from DSM 1. Now we are preparing to go to 6 or 7. And at a point in time in 1973, I realized that APA had voted to take away homosexuality out from it because it is not a mental illness again. Because from DSM 1 to 2, it was termed as a mental illness. Why that change, and what brought up about that removal?
Okay, so Pastor, you did make reference to 2 terms, and I would like to explain that for our viewers to understand. And we'll build on that to progress. So the first one is DSM. So DSM is Diagnostic Statistical Manual, right? So with every provider or every psychiatric practitioner, that is the manual that we use in diagnosing conditions. So depression, anxiety, bipolar, all of that, 5. And this Diagnostic Statistical Manual is formed by the American Psychiatric Association, which is the APA that you refer to, because we also have American Psychological Association and the ones that do the formatting of papers. That is not the group that we're talking about, right? The APA format, that is not the group we're talking about. This, we're talking about the Psychiatric Association, which comes up with the diagnosis. Now, With the DSM-5, every period, 10 to 15 years, they sit and then they revise the diagnosis in the manual. So these diagnosis changes, and we have to also understand that mental health is also culturally based and social determined. So a society may determine a condition or treat a condition to be more severe than others, whilst another society may not see it to be a big deal. Okay? So depending on the culture, the society in which one finds him or herself, certain conditions are given more attention than others. Example, oppositional defiant behavior. In America, it's a big deal, it's treated, it's diagnosed, and all of that. In Ghana, I did not practice in Ghana, hence I cannot say too much, but the point I want to make is, in Ghana, there's a lot of people with these behaviors. But if you had to tell someone that your child has oppositional defiant behavior, it'll be outright looked at you, the provider, as having a problem and not the child, right? So there are so many conditions, even depression. I was on one program where I talked about depression and PTSD being a mental health problem, and then people were on my throat because they didn't think that it was. So I had to take my time to explain. So I'm trying to make a point that mental health has society and culture embedded in its diagnosis and treatment. Okay, so now back to the point why it was taken out in 1973. So now, as the review is done, whatever society, whatever the culture is pushing for, influences and affects some of the things that will find itself in the DSM or taken out of the DSM. So to remove it from the DSM, the Diagnostic Statistical Manual. But there are still some conditions which relates to someone who has a problem with homosexuality or any of these subgroups. And some of the diagnosis, to an extent, something like identity crisis, right? Those diagnoses which relates to those ones could be part of someone who identifies as other versus the norm.
Thank you so much, Senior to me. Viewers, I'll go for this quick break. When I return, we're going to talk about the causes. We're going to enter into why somebody want to affiliate himself or herself into LGBTQI. We will talk about the causes so that we can know some of the causes to use to help people who are in this act. Notwithstanding, when we return from the break, your questions, your comments, your contributions can be rightly stated on our WhatsApp platform or social media handles, either YouTube or Facebook, and we will find time to read for you. You know somebody who you have seen thinking or perceiving that that person is it can be them. You can see them around, but how can we best help them? Please don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
For the lack of knowledge you will perish, as the Bible says in Hosea 4 verse 6.
The grace, the blood of Jesus is there for us. So I can't be sick, I can't be poor, I cannot suffer affliction.
Jesus told you, be faithful unto death to receive the crown of life. We have to go through tribulation, we have to go through problems, because there will be no crown without a cross.
The verse says that we would go through afflictions because of his name's sake.
Yes.
There are lots of eye-opening discussions to prepare you for the second coming of Jesus Christ. Join us as we watch the signs with Pastor Kwabena Chum on Hope Channel this and every Thursday at 4 p.m.
Welcome back from the break. Thank you so much for being there. And in case you just joined in, we are discussing why am I LGBTQI, and with me I have Senior Philip Oforian to me, a mental health practitioner, and who is taking. If you are there, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. So they have certain things that identify them. We know that people at a point in time, in some form, you see sex, then male and female, and it was changed to gender. I don't know whether if apparently it was changed to that, and now when you are filling these formal forms or for passport or whatever, you wouldn't see just male and female. There was a plan for that. And also with the colors, people go in with the rainbow colors that identify those people. And people, I don't know whether it's ignorantly don't know whether the color is for this or that. Ofori, I'm asking you these questions, these things, because you are up there. And with the cartoons that our children watch, you see these colors flying everywhere. Does it have impact, before we go into the courses, does it have impact in our minds as children growing up to be seeing those colors?
Yes, it sure does. And I'll explain it this way.
Okay.
Culture is dynamic.
Okay.
And a culture of a group of people is the things that they thought, the things that they grow up seeing and knowing, and the things that they see other people do. These things forms someone as they grow up. And I always say that there are two things in making the identity of a person. One is the genetics, right? The nature of the person. And the other one is the nurture, the way the person is raised, the environmental factors.
Okay.
So in this case, some of these things are environmental factors which shapes our opinion, our perception about something. So there are so many things that happens which subconsciously registers in our minds and helps us form an opinion about one thing or the other. So somebody will grow up having a feeling towards anything at all. And it's because of what he or she has been told growing up over the years, which has shaped that person or that thing that they have that perspective about. Okay, so these things do shape. And as I said, there's been movement over the years to conscientize people about these things. Now it's gotten to the point where let's bring it to the schools. But even before then, there are these subtle things that are done, which impacts your perception, your opinion, but so as you rightly said, now, if you go to the stores, most of the kids' products, you know, whether toys, anything like that, they come in these colors.
Exactly.
These, you know, colors that the group used to represent themselves. These things comes in these colors. And the reason is for you to subconsciously see them, and then by a period of time, you recognize and accept these as the colors of choice for your kids, or the kid sees it and accepts it as the color of choice for them, right? So these are subconsciously how you can push things to people. Let me give you an example of consciously do and don't pay attention to. If you go to the store to go and buy something, do you know why the gums, you know, the chewing gum, the chocolates, the magazines, stuff like that, are put by the cashier's place, the checkout point? Have you thought about it?
Yeah.
Why is because though there was a stand in the back for chewing gums, they still put these things over there because one is small to pick up, two, you just see it's like, oh, it's only 3 cedis. Let me just grab one, right? So these things, we do that to prey on the minds of the people. So though you probably did not buy, it becomes an impulse buy for you. Because one, you think the price is cheaper, and two, oh, it's just convenient, let me just grab one. So that is the same way, the same model with which these things are being pushed to us. Now, in Ghana, I saw the debate and arguments going on as to whether we have to accept or not accept and all of that. I'll tell you what is going to happen very soon. Outside the Western media that we are exposed to, locally, you're going to find celebrities and certain influencers pushing these things in another form. Unlike the statement that Michael Essien made, declared his stand, among other people, where they openly declared their stand and then they were chastised and then their followership even reduced. Now it's not going to take that form. What is going to happen is you're going to see a lot of local movies with people portraying these characteristics as gays, as lesbians, as such, right? You're going to see music videos which are shown all over where these things are going to be introduced into it. You're going to see a lot of related shows where colors and actions are going to be thrown into it. And by so doing, it's then presented to the community. And with time, perceptions are going to change.
Viewers, viewers, we are dealing with certain things that we are into it already, but we don't know. And if those of us who like watching movies, those of us who like watching movies, foreign movies, even our local movies.
Hello, Pastor.
Yes, Senior. There are a lot of people that play those roles that Senior Oforian to be just said. And when we watch them, we just laugh about it. But we don't know that subconsciously it is lying there. Please, let's be careful what we watch. Let's be careful what we talk about. Let's be careful about things that we think they are normal. Because ignorantly, we will get ourselves into certain things that we can never ever get out of it. It's today we are discussing, yes, you and somebody you know, that you will never be judgmental. You never chastise them, but rather you help them come out of what they are in today. Senior, are you there? Hello, Senior. So I was with this lady. Senior, are you there? This lady, and I was informed that she was a lesbian. So I inquired why she was a lesbian. And when I approached to talk to her about that, she told me that, Pastor, do you know what? When I was very young, I was molested by a male cousin. There's a female lady talking to me. The reasons why she became a lesbian. I was there and a male cousin, molested me. I told my father, but he told me that I should shut up. I shouldn't tell anybody. Well, I was listening to my father. And as I grew up a little, another uncle molested me. And I was like, why is it that all male family members, cousin, uncles, are doing that to me? I told my father, and he said I shouldn't mind them. I shouldn't mind them. I completed SHS. A neighbor also did that to me, and my mother said I shouldn't let any other person know. So I realized that no, why will I have trust in male? Because they are wicked. They don't think about women. So then I would never do I wouldn't like man in my life again. And this lady started being a lesbian. We have reasons or causes why somebody will opt to become what we are talking about today. And this allowed me to offer it to me that why are some of the causes that somebody, a male, will say I'm a girl or a woman, but I'll go in for a colleague man or a man, a boy or a male like myself. Why a woman will go in for a woman but not a man? Senior, for if you can hear me, what are some of the causes that leads to somebody finding himself or herself into LGBTQI? So, as I wait for my mind, so there are causes and reasons why people will find themselves into the act that we are chastising. And as I said, so far as somebody who become an addict to alcohol, to masturbation, to porn, to whatever addiction we find ourselves in, same way somebody is also addicted to becoming to lesbianism, homosexuality, transgender, all these things we are discussing. And we are taking our time to explain.
Hello?
Hello, Senior, can you hear me now? We are taking our time to causes.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
All the causes, the reasons why somebody yes, somebody find himself or herself into LGBT. So, Senior, if you can hear me, what are some of the causes that leads to LGBTQI? All right, let me go for this break. When I return, we'll continue this segment. Let me go for this break. Let me go for this break and get back to you ASAP. Thank you so much.
Hello, are you part of the 1000? Yes, you. Are you one? Hope Channel Ghana is inviting you, your friends and family to join the soul-winning trend in what is dubbed Hope Club 1000.
Hope Club 1000?
Yes, Hope Club 1000. It is a scheme designed to enable persons like you who want to support the growth of Hope Channel to donate a minimum of 100 cedis every month. If you cannot cross the ocean and the heathen land explore, if you cannot sing like angels and preach like Paul, if the master's call for evangelism is at the core of your opportunity for you to contribute your resources for the advancement of the soul-winning agenda of the channel, do you want to donate? Pay directly to the Hope Channel Momo account 0249193083 or Zenith Bank account number 6010190657 and be blessed.
I must be part of this train.
I will go. I will go.
Nitaenda.
Eu irei.
我願去和願去。I will go.
Ich will gehen.
I will go.
אני אלך.
I will go. I will go.
I will go.
I will go.
J'irai. I will go.
This is my story and the story of women everywhere.
Your ability to be prepared and then an opportunity that will come your way.
It has to do with determination and being focused. No matter what it is or no matter what happens along the way, you will still remain focused.
You must not compare your life with things you see in the movies.
It is the story of women taking control of their own destiny. Women of courage, passion, persistence, innovation, compassion, and determination.
When you look at the word wife, W means wisdom. So when you're about warrior, you have to be very wise.
Superwoman. It's about those who dare to break barriers. We rise, we fall, but what's important is that we find our inner strength and stand tall. Women, know your value, wear your crown, write your own story. We believe there's no limit to what you accomplish. Watch Supervision as women empower other women.
Think about your health first.
If you want your business to be very successful, to reach or to have the international flavor, or to transcend to your children and to your children's children and your children's children's children, the best thing to do is to bring in partnership.
You don't need money at all to be innovative.
Right.
But I'm not going to say you don't need money to start a business.
That's
a lot of
right.
people always think that yes, you need money, but even the way you go about even accessing the funds can find a solution in innovation.
Doing business is about taking risk, and risk involves fear.
Okay.
Because you can never tell the end from the beginning, but you still have to do something.
If you spend out of your sales, you run a risk of not accounting for your sales. You may not know exactly how much you have sold and how much you have spent because you are mixing them up.
Meet our subject matter experts every evening on this channel, where we bring your way the Hope Business Forum version 2.0.
Hope Business Forum, Tuesdays at 8 p.m.
We left over when we were talking about the causes of someone being involved into LGBTQ. So, Senior Florian, to me, please, what are some of the reasons or causes that lead to somebody finding himself in that act?
Okay, so there are a few reasons why someone would. And I will start by the signs, right? Because that is what usually people go to. Now, let me say that in terms of the science is still out there.
Okay.
Because the jury is still out as to whether it really is genetic, as to whether it's really biological and all of that. But let me say that with science and research and all of those, it definitely has, measures by which it has to go by. But for the purpose of this conversation, I would just say that the science is still out there, and then I'll leave it as such. Now,
Senior, please. I know you leave it as such, but there are some people who are very green. Yeah, it's true, we might think that is there, but there are people who are very green, living with somebody, but that person wouldn't know it unless it comes on the person's table. unless we tell the people what it means. So please, if you can do me the honor in telling me some of the signs for my viewers to know that indeed, so this means that this person is this or this person is that. Thank you so much.
Okay, so
all right.
See, when I was talking about the science and the signs, one is the sign,
the IGN.
Right.
Okay.
And then the other one is the SCIE.
The sign, the act. Okay.
Right. Okay. So, in terms of the characteristics, the signs.
Okay.
What shows? We'll talk about it. But in terms of what they are saying, Richard says, is what I'm saying. We'll leave it as.
Thank you. That one. Yes.
Because it's definitely not conclusive, and there's no. Let me just summarize. There's no backing to that at this point.
Exactly.
And then
Okay.
Now, as to the what shows or some of the causes, let's do the causes first.
Exactly.
So I was talking about now there is no proof to it being genetics. There's no proof to it being natural. So that one is one. The other thing is that the nurturing, how we grow. So now two things that I'll first of all mention is childhood adverse events, ACE. If anyone is really interested into the things that happen to kids and how it impacts them in the future, look up the research and the study on ACE, adverse childhood events. So this shows that things that happens to kids affects them when they are growing up. So kids that go through abuse, kids that go through molestation, sexual harassment, and all of that. Growing up, it affects them one way or the other. And for the purposes of this discussion, I'm just going to rest it on LGBTQ+, right? So now, let's say a male growing up being abused. Then they have a perception that this gender is inhuman. And also they have this fear towards female. Let's say, whenever or usually when we talk about abuse, people tend to think about male abusing males or females. But let me state, females also do abuse males or females.
Exactly.
Right. So I realize we're running out of time. That is why I'm trying to
just take your time. When we pause, we'll continue next week. Don't worry. Because we need to take time to let viewers understand what we are talking about so that when we are helping them, they can help us so that we can also help each other for somebody to overcome this threat called LGBTQ+. So take your time. Just relax. If time is up, we'll just close and we'll put it next week, Wednesday. Don't worry.
Okay.
Thank you.
So now, in terms of the abuse, a young guy growing up, usually what you realize is an adult or someone of their peer, but then either has an advantage over them in terms of power, age, influence, tends to abuse them sexually. So when this happens, then either they tend to like the act eventually down the line, because that is what they've been exposed to. It's not that they liked it when it happened. I'm not saying that abusers like the act. No. What I'm saying is, as they were sexually abused, that is what they tend to now know. So since that is what they know, then that is what they tend to stick with. So that is one. A young boy growing up abused by another male sexually. So that is what they know, that is what they stick to. The other thing also is a young boy growing up abused by a male, and then somewhere along the line sees it to be inhuman, not attractive, and therefore want to shy away from them. So for that group, they tend to stay in any, right, instead of going for the other two. Now, to the church, because I know that this is a church platform. So to the church, when an abuse is to go on and we watch and let it pass and we try to cover, or it is perceived as we are covering the perpetrators, it also has effects on the younger ones. When time permits, we can go into that one too. But back to the abuse. Now, also a female growing up, either very young through high school, especially during boarding school, when they have sexual relationships with each other. That is how most of these people are introduced to these acts, right? 1, out of curiosity, 2, out of peer pressure, and 3, out of, just being abused. So that is that. Then the other thing also is copycat. Even with crime, we do have copycats. Okay? Yes. Even with crime, when we have bombing going on or we have any major attack going on, we realize that it happens at various places also. So that is the copycat. So now, this has become, to some people, fashionable. So out of curiosity, out of being adventurous, somebody also wants to copy what somebody else is doing. Hence, it has nothing to do more hormones than the other, which has nothing to do with that. It's just fashionable. Therefore, they also get into it. Then the other thing, where sometimes they try to use the science, the study of the act, to explain is somebody might have more estrogen, but then it's a male, right? So what it means is that women have more estrogen, and then men have more testosterone. So that makes you a male or a female, and then how you produce and all of that. So some might have, though it's a male, might have more estrogenal hormones. So now, when it happens like that, yes, you might have some feminine features, but it does not make you a female. Okay? It does not make you a female. So just as some people will go into hormonal therapy to transform to the other, you can also go through hormonal therapy to maintain your masculinity. Okay? And I'm just touching on these. As I said, if time permits, we can talk more.
Exactly.
And also is in terms of courses, we're still on the courses. Once again, the society has embraced it. It is okay. Oh, I have a good friend who is gay. There's nothing wrong with him, but then this group said that, this group said that. So it makes it easier for someone to also step into it. Okay? So these are some of the things that happens and then makes it easier or make someone to decide to be of that divide.
All right. So, Senior Fori, you as you are, when you discuss the courses, I hope in next week we'll do the major because we need to know why somebody. But a question, somebody on Facebook says that the one of the causes of LGBTQI is broken heart. When the person's heart is broken, I don't know, as a psychiatric mental health practitioner, how can you relate to this as part of the causes? If I don't know whether you want to talk about it. He said one of the causes is broken heart.
Recently, someone contacted me from Ghana and said that this lady has or is going through serious broken heart, and now she feels suicidal, right? Now, if she is to get out of the suicidal tendencies or thoughts, what then happens is, if it was by a male, I don't have a trust for males again, right? So then I will be more comfortable dealing with my females. If someone is to show me more love, more tender care, and all of that, then it drives the person towards the side, okay? So yes, broken hearts definitely could be a cause. Hence, for the young guys out there breaking people's hearts.
So that goes in line with the lady I had a child with, that when she was young, she was abused, molested, she was abused. A little bit, when she got of her age, she was abused, and the parents were saying she shouldn't tell any other person, she should shut up, and she felt that, why will I go into a man? Then I need to, I wouldn't have trust with men again. So I will do that of a woman, because a woman wouldn't break my heart. And we don't know what happens. A woman will come to console, to comfort her, and in the local it's so well around the person, and that is it. And when we see such people, we'll just chastise them by saying that, hey, you are a lesbian, but there's a factor, there's a cause that led into that. are we going to are we to keep silent in dealing with the causes, or we should just come out and say that we shouldn't deal with them? And viewers, the time we said it's up. We just touched on some of the causes. We didn't go deeper, and I think that we want to finish this presentations, finish this LGBTQI, and somebody will call us to tell us that I was a gay, I was a lesbian, I was a bisexual, I was a I wanted to transgender, I am a queer or individual, whatever. But watching this program and the way it was explained to me, I know that it is wrong for me to be in, and I want to quit. I want to come out of it, and that is the reasons why this program is there. Senior for our time is up, but I want you to just tell us with the abuse. Dwell a minute on our abuse, and I will appreciate what we've done so far. Then we'll call it a day, and we hope to see ourselves next week, Wednesday.
Okay,
with abuse,
so
yes, please.
In terms of abuse, let's realize that anything at all that you do to someone, whether physical, emotional, whatever, it does affect the person one way or the other. So now, Martin Luther King said something. It is not what you said about the situation, but it's your silence. Okay? So now, if something is to go on, please, let's put a voice in it. Let's talk about it and make sure that we are effecting change. When that happens, it fosters trust in the society. When we don't have trust, when we don't have confidence in a group of people or the society, then it becomes very difficult to be able to be yourself or to follow the norm of that society. Because I don't trust that society, why would I follow the norm of the society, right? So it is very important that we do establish that. And it's also very important that we do protect our kids, because whatever happens to them during their childhood is going to impact them eventually. Beyond being LGBTQ